Hi everyone, I'm Sandy and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a tag for you. It's a fairly simple tag, or fairly easy tag to do. It's an original tag that was created by James Holder, and I was actually tagged by Greg over at Another Bibliophile Reads and thought I would just quickly record this for you and celebrate Tag Tuesday. If you're not familiar with James or Greg's channels, I will leave them linked in the description below for you so you can go and check them out. And the tag is called Yet Another Random Questions Tag. I love random questions because they're so easy a lot of times to actually answer, which I think is amazing. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. It's 15 prompts plus to tag some people. So let's get to it. All right. Number one, what is a book you don't want to admit you hate or dislike? I don't know if I don't want to admit it. I certainly have admitted it several times, and it is Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I struggle with Virginia Woolf. I do. I know I do. And I've only read one full novel and then DNF'd Mrs. Dalloway. And part of the reason for Mrs. Dalloway is because it was a stream of consciousness, and that style does not get along with me. I don't get along with it. We're calling peace, but it's not my favorite style of writing. So yeah, that is really the one book is Mrs. Dalloway. Number two, are there authors whose work you haven't gotten on with that you want to revisit? There are a few. One is definitely, like I said, Virginia Woolf. I have a number of Virginia Woolf books coming up. I know I need to read more, and hopefully I can get more out of her writing. That's one. Toni Morrison is another one. I've read two books by Morrison. I've read The Bluest Eye and Beloved, and I just am not connecting with it. So those are the two authors that I know I really want to get back into and see if more of their work will help me. Number three, is your TBR outlined or pantsed? So I have a pretty, big TBR with 1001 book countdown. So that part of my TBR is very much outlined. I have 52 books I selected at the beginning of the year. I do vary from that a little bit for those, but for the large part, those are the ones I'm trying to focus on. Other books, it feels like I'm getting more and more on my outline and less random stuff. So it just depends, but largely I know what I'm going to be reading over the next few months. I have buddy reads established or scheduled all the way through July at this point, and I think one in September. So most of it has to be scheduled or I just lose track of everything. Number four, what is your favorite BookTube reading event? This is a tough one because there are some amazing events out there. We're in March right now, and March is March Mystery Madness. I love mysteries. I love Agatha Christie. I wish I had time to read more of them. It's also middle grade March right now, which I can rarely participate in as much as I want to. The March event that I do really love, and I've participated for 2 years now, is March of the Mammoths, and I love that one just to encourage people to read a really big book. My book club pick in March this year is this one, Les Miserables. Look at all these tabs, everyone. My goodness. Yeah, this one is 1200 or 14. I think this one is 1200 pages, this edition. So the font's a little tiny in that, which gets me in trouble sometimes because I think I can read more than I can of this one. But March of the Mammoths. I also really like Victober, and I love nonfiction November. Both of those. So I can't pick one. It's like asking a booktuber to pick their favorite book. It just doesn't work. Number five, how many works does it take to decide if you like or dislike an author's work? It depends on how big the dislike is from a book. Is there an author that I've decided just to not read after one book? I don't think so. I usually give it a few to see how I feel about it, unless it's just so bad that I just have no desire to pick up that author ever again. So it can happen after one, but more often two. Try and give the author a second chance. 2, 3, more likely. Number 6, which of the 7 deadly sins do you experience the most? I feel like gluttony. Mainly because I love to eat, and I love desserts as well. So I'm going to say that one. Yeah, I think that one's a good one. Number 7, which of the Olympian gods is your favorite? I don't have a favorite. I couldn't even list out all of the Olympian gods for you. That's not my area. So yeah, no, I don't have one. Number 8, what is your go-to special event meal? Lasagna. Oh my gosh, I love lasagna so much. And I only know how to make it how my mother taught me how to make it, which is in a massive pan with enough to feed probably 10 people at least, if not more. And it has to have multiple kinds of cheese, both Italian sausage and ground beef in it, which we don't really eat anymore. Oh, yes, but lasagna, mwah, love lasagna. I just don't get to eat it hardly at all anymore. We've transitioned more to a plant-based diet, and so that, especially ground beef, or we just don't eat it anymore. So sad face, I haven't found a good vegetarian lasagna recipe that I'm excited by. So if you have one, let me know. I would love to know about it. All right, number 9, do you attend local celebrations, fairs, festivals, markets, etc.? Not usually. And I kind of have to separate pre-COVID, post-COVID, because pre-COVID I would be more apt to go. I went to like a wine tasting one. I went to a women's event with one of my girlfriends. But post-COVID, or where we're at now with this pandemic, no. I'm still a little leery about being in big groups of people. I did go to a quilting show this weekend. I don't quilt. My best friend quilts. We went and wandered around that, which was really fun. And there were definitely times where I felt like there were a lot of people. And so for me, it's still, I have to be comfortable. So, but I tend to not search them out too much. I much rather go to like a farmer's market. Yeah, I can shop at a farmer's market. I want to go wander through and buy little stuff that I don't really need, or fresh vegetables and fresh plants. Oh, sounds so good. Number 10, do you prefer the city, suburbs, small towns, or the country? And my answer is, it depends. Depends on what I'm doing. Traveling, I love to visit cities. I love to go and experience a new area. Like Paris is my favorite city. I've been to London. I've been to Tokyo. I've been to Prague. I mean, I love to visit a city with a lot to go see and do, that I can go and spend a good 5 days in that area and really in depth jump into that area, the food, everything. So if it's a travel thing, I want to go see a city usually. For me, I prefer living a little bit out of the city. We have lived in a high rise. I hated it. I didn't hate it in the beginning, but I got to where I did not like it at all. It's just, there's a lot of things that go along with living in a high rise that are not a lot of fun. Parking's horrible. The elevators are not fun. Things like that. And we were really close to a lot of really amazing food, which did not encourage us to eat healthy. So I prefer to live a little bit outside of the city. I'm probably not too far out of Seattle now, but I'm far enough that it's not within walking distance. So I don't know if I'd ever be able to live in a country setting, though. I don't know. Unless I'm going outside to play. See, if I go outside to play, I want to be as far away from civilization as possible. But number 11, are there any BookTube videos you have a hard time making? Yes, I struggle making vlogs. I have tried. I like the process of filming what I'm doing, and then I go to edit it, and I just don't. I mean, a number of times where I've thought, oh, I'm going to put together this really cool vlog, and then I get to the editing part and I just hate everything I'm putting together. I think I've done maybe 2 or 3. So kudos to anyone who can create a vlog, because I just have a hard time. I love doing the outdoor ones where I'm going like hiking and I'm filming stuff out there. Those are a little bit more natural for me, but just like, here's everything I did this week vlog or reading vlog. Yeah, I struggle. Number 12, are you interested in local history? No, I'm not interested in history in general, usually. I don't go read history books. The book I have left to read for the BookTube prize is this monster, this G-Man about J. Edgar Hoover. And yeah, I'm like, this is the one I've put off out of all the BookTube prize reading, is this one. So I think Robert over at Barter Horde said, you watch, that's going to be your favorite book now. I don't know. We'll see. Number 13, what subjects were your favorite in school? Oh, I did not like school very much. Now, what my favorites were versus what I was good at. I was always good at math. I did really well at that. I did like English for the most part until I hit AP Literature. And there's something about having to read those novels as part of a class setting that I just did not like for some reason. But what my favorite stuff really was where I was doing things like as a teacher's assistant, and I helped one of my teachers typed his thesis. He would dictate it, and then I would go in and I would just type it out for him. And that was probably the way I got into a little bit on the technology side, learning how to use a computer, learning how to listen and type out what he was saying. That was probably one of my favorite things, was being that teacher assistant, which isn't really a subject, but that's what I really liked. Number 14, if you could go back in time and change one thing in your life, what would it be? I don't know. I think that I would have liked to have gone to school, college earlier. I put it off until I was in my 30s, actually. And I think that would be something, really kind of the only ones that I would really change at this point. Number 15, are there any childhood entertainments that you still engage in? I, rode a bike as a kid. I definitely still do that, but video games would be the one. I played a lot more when I was younger. I do have like a Nintendo Switch that I like to play. I don't play as much right now because reading takes so much of my time. But those would be the couple of kind of childhood entertainments. I do love games. I love playing games. I love putting puzzles together. Yeah, it also depends kind of, am I with my friends? Because at that point, we basically become 12-year-old girls again. So it's great. And that's it. That's the entire thing. I'm going to grab this guy. This is my jar. I'm going to try it again. It worked out last time. I don't know who's done this one, so I will look and see. Who do we get for the first one? Who do we get? We get Elle Thinks. I will tag Elle. It's a fun tag. Elle, I hope you decide to do it. And the next one is Anne with a book. Anne with a book, you are tagged. So we have Elle Thinks and Anne with a book. All right, one more. We'll try one more. Let's see. And for this one, we are tagging Jack at the Rambling Raconteur. Very cool. So we have Elle Thinks, Anne with a book, and Jack over at the Rambling Raconteur. They will be the 3 people that I tagged today. So I hope you enjoyed this, learning a little bit more about some of my random answers. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.